What is going on, guys? Today in this video I am going to be doing a comparison between the GoPro Hero 8 and the new GoPro Hero 9 coming up right after this. What is up, everybody? My name is Nelson, and on this channel I do technology and photography based tips, tricks, and tutorials. I've got lots of awesome content coming up in the future, so if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Okay guys, well, the GoPro Hero 9 has just launched not that long ago, and I figured I would pit it against my GoPro Hero 8. And what I'm going to do today is some vlog style tests, and I'm going to go through the different levels of stabilization. I'm going to start off with the camera being at the widest, and then I'm going to move it down through some settings to show you what the different crop levels are like. Also, I will be taking these cameras up into the mountains after this test, and I'm going to be taking it on a pretty rough road, and we're going to see how well the stabilization does in that regard. Also, guys, I'm going to be doing an audio test between these two cameras, so throughout the duration of this video I will be switching back and forth between the two cameras. And if you guys have comments how you think the stabilization is between these two cameras, as well as how good the microphone is, please leave it below and let me know if you're going to be picking up the GoPro Hero 9. If you are, I have an affiliate link below where you can go to buy either of these two cameras, because right off the bat I can tell you that both of these cameras are very capable. So with that being said, let's get on with the test. Alright guys, so for the first test I have both cameras set to SUPERVIEW with stabilization turned off, so you guys can have an idea of how wide these cameras can go without any of the stabilization modes turned on. And I'm going to start walking here so you can see what it looks like without stabilization and with stabilization on. Now I want to go over some settings on these cameras. I have both cameras set to a custom white balance of 5500K. I have the sharpness turned to low. I have the shutter speed set to auto. I also have the wind noise cancellation feature turned off on both microphones, and I have raw audio turned on both for maximum performance. Okay guys, so this is both cameras 4K 30 with the SUPERVIEW without stabilization. Okay, so this is 4K 30 SUPERVIEW with HYPERSMOOTH 2.0 on the GoPro Hero 8 and HYPERSMOOTH 3.0 turned on the GoPro Hero 9, and this should result in about a 10% crop. And I have my arm stretched out how you would normally have it out for vlogging. Okay, I have both cameras now at 430 SUPERVIEW with boost on, so this should result in an even tighter crop. It's a beautiful day out here in Western Washington. Okay, so this is 4K 30. Both cameras are set to wide now, not SUPERVIEW, and HYPERSMOOTH is turned off on both cameras. Gotta tell you guys, it's very nice having this front LCD screen on the Hero 9 to frame myself. Usually not a big deal on a GoPro, but it still is nice to be able to frame yourself. Okay, we are now on 4K 30 wide on both cameras with HYPERSMOOTH 2.0 on the GoPro Hero 8 and HYPERSMOOTH 3.0 on the Hero 9, and the stabilization is set to high. Okay, so here we are, 4K 30, both lenses set to wide, and this is HYPERSMOOTH 2.0 versus HYPERSMOOTH 3.0 with boost on. So you can see the crop is a lot tighter here. It's going to be really nice when the new lens mod releases for this camera. It's going to give us a 155-degree angle of view, as well as that 360-degree horizon correction. So when that does release, I will leave a link in the description below to that modification so you guys can check it out. And that only works with the Hero 9. Okay, and now here is both cameras set to linear without stabilization on either camera. And the reason I'm going through all these modes, guys, is that I want to showcase to you what the different levels of stabilization do in terms of cropping in and how usable they are in a vlogging style situation. All right, now I am 4K 30 linear on both cameras, HYPERSMOOTH 2.0, HYPERSMOOTH 3.0 on the Hero 9, set to high. So how are the microphones sounding at this point, guys? Pretty good? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, and here is the same test with boost on. So we are in linear mode on both cameras. All right, so I'm gonna do 2 more tests here, and this represents what to me is the perfect vlogging setup for this camera. And I like 4K 30 with the linear lens with the HYPERSMOOTH on. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand this over to my son, and I'm gonna have him do a running test with these settings with the stabilization off and then the stabilization on high on both cameras, just so you guys can get a feel for how well these stabilizers are working in these cameras, which is pretty phenomenal. So I'm gonna hand it over to him and let him run with and without stabilization and let you guys see the results. Steady. Okay guys, well, I hope you found this content useful. If you did, please do not hesitate to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Take care.